eating fiber is good for your digestive system, but it can also benefit another system in your body. Dr. Shayesteh is here to talk more about it tonight. Good evening.
Good evening, Erica. This is a nice research published now that by changing our nutrition and incorporating fiber in our diet, we can actually not only prevent asthma, but significantly reduce the severity of it and frequency of the asthma attack.
And there are a lot of people that suffer from different levels of asthma. How does this all work?
Okay. If you look at this slide, asthma, as Erica, is nothing but inflammatory disease. If you look over here, this bronchial tube, nicely relaxed, everything's open, air can pass through easily. When our autoimmune system throws inflammatory chemicals such as cytokines, the tumor necrotic factor, these chemicals cause a constriction of these bronchial tube. You can see over here, compared to this, almost entire tube is closed.
Right.
And that prevents air getting. That's nothing but basically asthma attack. The question is, what causes these inflammatory chemicals produced in our body, which aggravates the symptom? One of the reasons actually is, Erica, is abdominal obesity. Now we see a significant increase asthma among the kids because of the childhood obesity.
Sure.
Because belly fat produces multiple classes of inflammatory chemicals, as I mentioned, cytokine, interleukin, tumor necrotic factor. These aggravates the severity and frequency of asthma. Another thing that this is research that we are going to focus on it, now research shows that by incorporating fiber, those symptoms reduces. In most cases, actually, you can reverse the asthma. The question is, how does this work?
Right, absolutely.
If you look at our guts, we have billions of bacteria in our guts. There are two classes of the America, good bacteria and bad bacteria. Now research shows that when we are consuming the diet is on high fiber, such as fresh fruits and vegetables, these fiber, what it does is actually supports the growth of a friendly bacteria in our guts. These friendly bacteria ferment that fiber, and one of the byproducts produces short-chain amino acid. These are the chemical absorbed in the blood and calms down the system, as it is immune system, and reduces those inflammatory chemicals that cause the constriction of bronchial tube. And by doing that, significantly reduces the severity of asthma and frequency of it.
So your whole body can relax and just feel
That's
better.
a very important point. Not only asthma, actually, any inflammatory disease can be affected by supporting these friendly bacteria. Opposite is true. When we are consuming a lot of processed foods, which is very low in fiber, Erica, these processed foods, exactly opposite, supports the growth of an unfriendly bacteria. These bacteria not only do not produce those good chemicals, but they actually produce chemical that irritates our immune system, so body responds by throwing more inflammatory chemicals. That's why it causes more severe problem with asthma and frequency of it.
Sure.
This is very interesting, that by changing actually small changes in the weight, that lowers inflammation. And Erica, by changing the nutrition, especially incorporating diet that's high in fiber, fresh fruit and vegetables, you can calm down the system. And asthma, as you mentioned, can be very dangerous and can affect the quality of life, especially these kids. Can reduce the severity of it, and in most cases, Erica, reduce the dependency on the medication, because these medications have a lot of side effects when they are taken, especially to calm osteoporosis and so on. So by changing diet, we can actually change the state of these asthma and other inflammatories, which is arthritis or even lupus, MS. So the bottom line is, Erica, by changing our bacterial flora in our body and supporting our good bacteria, healthy guts is healthy life, basically. What happens in our body starts from our guts, because 73% of our immune system is in our guts. By changing in nutrition and in lifestyle, this is another good example how we can use the science of nutrition, prevent, treat, and reverse the disease.
Great information. Thanks for joining us
Thank
tonight.
you.
We
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it. If you have any other questions about this topic or anything else, you can contact Dr. Shayesteh at the number there on your screen, and there is a free initial consultation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.